Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about naked brain groups. In today's video, I'm going towards new pieces, due diligence, technical analysis, what I think about this one. Now we did talk about naked brain group before, so you'll find my previous video in the description below, but let's jump right into this one. So naked brain group, there's been a lot of attention relating towards this one lately, specifically towards their new acquisition. They announced it last time and we did talk about that, specifically as well with the appointment of a banker, Simon Tripp, which is a seasoned investment banker and an M&A executive, to the board of directors. He has almost 30 years or over 30 years of diversifying business and capital markets and investment banking experience, managing both public and private companies across various actors and your sectors. We also appointed Mr. Mark Zierson, a CFO, a financial executive with 30 years of financial and operational experience, and he has extensive experience with public company finance as a corporate officer and an audit committee member. So really what we're looking for here is people who are experienced to go ahead and go with that acquisition. And that acquisition was announced, and we did anticipate as well, based on their cash value and their market cap, it's probably going to be somewhere on the lower side of a company's market cap. So usually these companies like Naked Brain Group would go ahead and buy a company at a premium. Now, if you haven't heard about Naked Brain Group before, they basically currently are special in digital intimate apparel and swimwear business focused exclusively online. Previously, they had brick and mortar companies or brick and mortar kind of divisions, and they did divest out of that in around January 2021 and fully divested in April 2021. And so this is recent news, and they raised enough cash or enough money, and now they have a lot of cash, zero debt, and they're going ahead to acquire another business or reverse merger. This is seen by the CEO's Twitter, as he did say on August 20th. Over the past several months, our management has traveled extensively, meeting with companies that potentially meets those criteria. I am delighted to confirm we believe we have focused on founding such a company. We have recently reached preliminary agreement on non-bidding terms, and we are conducting due diligence. The company is in a sector which has been forecast to strong growth for many decades to come. There is of course no guarantee that we'll complete the deal. This is on preliminary terms that we have negotiated or at all. And so such company most likely is going to be New York, as they have been in New York lately. And they mentioned previously that they are positioned to capitalize based on their balance sheets. So it will be something exciting, probably somewhere in the fashion industry or apparels. Now, as Naked Brain Group is somewhere around $500 million in market cap, so anticipate that the company they're buying will probably be somewhere, let's say at a 20% premium, would be anywhere between $300 and $400 million of worth or value. And another thing as well is that the short float seems to be only at 1017, but there's a lot of talks about the short squeeze, and this is in relations mainly towards the high short volumes. Now, in terms of the short volume signed, basically more than half, higher than 50% of all volumes at any given day is going on towards the short side, and that's definitely fueling in that short squeeze talks we referred to earlier. And currently, the short borrow rate fee rate is around 8.94%. Now, this is calculated or charged daily. And in all that retrospect is that if you're short selling, you're paying interest, and that is the percentage that they're charging in the current moment. Now, currently as well, you have around 2.5 million shares available for short selling. That might be considered high for some companies, and it's definitely on the higher side for Naked Brain Group. It could be in reference to their 10% increase today and some people covering, and that could be as well in relations to why the stock is jumping up quite some high without even much news. In terms of Morgan Stanley, they backed the stock with 1.2 million shares. Now that is significant because I don't see Morgan Stanley going on with random stocks and putting in their money where the mouth is, and it's definitely a large sum of around $757,000. Now, this is one of the biggest names that you do want on your side, and it's definitely a very bullish sign when Morgan Stanley backs you up on this. They probably know a lot more than we do, as they do have their own investigators. Now, on the other side, this is in relations towards the annual general meeting. This PR was sent on the 25th of August, and it doesn't mention anything more than the appointees of Mr. Simpson Tripp as an elected director. Again, this is the investment banker we talked about with over 30 years of experience. And before moving on forward, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on. It's on mobile. On mobile, it's going to be on the bottom. And don't forget to drop a like to this video, and you can join our Discord server in the description below. Now, on other news, we try to find in terms of insiders, and there's not much activity. And on the latest news, there's not much activity other than this ticking bomb acquisition that we're going to refer to at the very end. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. From a technical analysis perspective, first on the 1 week perspective here, we're able to see that the current MACD is signaling in a really overdue reversal on a 1 week perspective. Now, this really signifies that next week is going to be much of a fun week, as you get to see already going from 53 cents to 74 cents, topping at 77 cents today. And you're able to see the momentum is currently positive, and this stock is seeing a lot more buyers than sellers at this level, which is definitely something that is very bullish. Now, on a 1 day perspective, momentum is soaring at 0.2. I mean, I haven't seen it this high ever since back in June when it reached $1. So that could be something more of an indication of what's yet to come. On the MACD, it signaled an insanely good positive reversal on the 23rd of August, and we get to see that from then around 55 cents to 77 cents. It has increased quite significantly. Now, as I did mention all the bullish signs here, there are some warning signs. For instance, this doji star kind of candle, which signals that there is currently some sort of selling that is matching that buying, and it could be from a short selling perspective that you have a lot of people that are building walls on both sides, and it's kind of a tug of war, which means one of two things. This is going to either go on towards a hammer, which is currently what you're kind of seeing. A hammer means a higher green candle on the top, which would indicate that the buyers are winning, or it could be an inverse hammer, which means the bears are winning, or the next ticker, if it's green or red, would indicate the process forward. A red candle on, let's say, Friday would mean more of a bearish reversal. A green one would be a bullish kicker and a continuation of that. So I hope I didn't lose you with these technical terms. Now, in terms of willing percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, it shows that there are a lot more buyers than sellers in this level, again, as we indicated in momentum and MACD. ADX is currently showcasing that this is a trend starting, not yet a strong trend, but nonetheless a good significant trend to consider. Now, in terms of the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, the fast is indicating be careful where the next support is because we might get a bit of a pullback. Meanwhile, the slow is telling you there might be another leg up for this one. Now, the current moving averages in Bollinger Bands, they're both expanding upwards, and that's all you need to know. That's a bullish thing. It really is showcasing very similar to what you've seen back in June, but keep in mind there's sometimes is a top and a massive pullback and going back to retracing their steps. But this one here has some massive news in relations towards that agreement and merger, and I'll explain exactly how I anticipate for it to work in a second. Now, in terms of Fibonacci retracements, and this is used by short sellers, traders, and institutional buyers, the current resistance is at 86 cents, followed that 134, 173, 213, 268, and 340. Now, on a price line action though, we're able to see that there is a critical resistance at the 79 cents level, following that the 87 cents level, following that 103, 111 after that, and around 129, going upwards to 141, and then 158, going upwards to 189 and 224. In terms of supports, you're able to see ones at the 72 cents, and then after that 63 cents, going down to 58 cents, and around 49 cents, going to 46 cents. And then down to 38 cents, 35 cents, around 27, 22, 18, and then 15. Hopefully it doesn't go down there. Now, in terms of what I think about this one, so Honestly speaking, I do anticipate for it to continue this volatile push until we get something relating towards a letter of intent. I mean, currently there is an intention to buy a company or acquire it or merge with it, and there is some preliminary agreement, and it might or might not pass, but most likely would pass. And until we know the actual terms, that would be either one of two things. The terms are actually better than we anticipated. The stock would jump higher. Two, it would be buy the rumor, sell the news, the stock dips, or that basically these kind of agreements or terms are not as well or good for the naked shareholder brands. And something, for instance, like they're buying it at a 400% premium, or the company's worth is only $50 million and they're giving them all their shares and on all that cash. And that might be something very bearish because of all these people sitting here saying, hey, we need the price over book that is, let's say, below 2. Not something in relations towards 8 or 9. Otherwise, I would go to some random company, basically. But as you get to see, currently, as we speak, the current tug of war between a doji star, you're able to see bulls and bears, and this would probably continue on all through the after hours, and that would be very significant to indicate the next trading day and the next kind of momentum for the stock. Now, what do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.